Welcome back to my channel. These days I'm getting more used to making videos with my face in it. You must have noticed that earlier I only used to record the process and I never used to show my face here. I also used to believe that since I don't have an art room or art studio, I don't have a pretty background or backdrop like other artists do. It never felt good, or I never felt that confident showing my face or the messy background. But one day I just realized, let it be, this is what it is, and for now this is all I have, so I have to make the most out of it. I have to respect that. So enough of the chit chat. Today I'm going to start a new series. This video is the first video in a new series in which I'm going to try out new art forms, new techniques, and new DIYs for the first time. So today I have this Lippan Art Kit with me from Rainbows and Hues, and I'm going to try Lippan art for the first time. So if you follow me on Instagram or any other social media handle, you must have noticed that I have tried lots of surfaces, lots of mediums, but Lippan is something I have not done yet. And honestly speaking, when I see those amazing artists doing these amazing Lippan work or mud work on canvas, on different surfaces, on walls, it's just mesmerizing. And I'm sure you would agree to that as well. It just blows my mind. It's just so pretty. And I have decided that when I'll have my own home, one wall I'm going to decorate using proper Lippan work or mud work. So let's start practicing from now. I was already planning to try Lippan for a long time, but I never had the time to go and shop for each and individual components and different things which are required. I also did not have time to look at tutorials or anything like that. But luckily, Rainbows and Hues, they connected with me and they introduced me to their beginners Lippan kit. So it's really good for beginners because this is a complete package. It already has all the elements that you need as a beginner, as a first timer, to practice Lippan art. Of course, this is not sufficient for huge projects. This is not sufficient for commissions or something. But yes, of course, if you are someone who wants to give it a try, just like me, and if you are someone who is confused about what to use, what not to use, then definitely you should go ahead with these kits. I'm not specifically mentioning this particular kit because I have it with me right now. Absolutely not. Any of the starters kit, beginners kit, I'm sure you can find it with lots of art suppliers or Amazon. I have not checked it though, honestly, but yes, definitely there are lots of beginners kits out there. So I would recommend going forward for the first time with any of the pre-made kit, so that you don't really have a stress of what to use, what not to use stuff, and getting confused between lots of varieties. Once you use a beginner's kit, once you are accustomed, once you are introduced to the new art form, when you get a little more comfortable, then you can go ahead and choose different supplies, choose a maybe different base, choose a different color, choose a different brush, whatever it is, right? But as a beginner, for the first timer, definitely you should go ahead with one of the beginner's kit. So today I'm going to use this Lippan kit from Rainbows and Hues, And yes, I have not tried Lippan art ever, and I will have to start by watching a tutorial at least. Although I think they have a instruction list, and maybe let's just unbox it and see what's inside. Otherwise, I'll also go ahead with some of the tutorials on YouTube, and let's get started. We are going to practice Lippan art today. As you can see, this is the box, rainbows and hues, and it's called My Art Pitara. So let's see what's inside. So yes, I was right. They have instructions. So they have steps mentioned: paint the MDF base with white paint, use a flat brush, and etc, etc. So they do have instructions here, so that's good. Okay, so they have Fevicryl molded. I'm not sure, but I think these are supposed to be mixed together, like this pink one and this blue one. It's supposed to be mixed together. See, I'm not sure, but that's what I have seen on Instagram. I'll just get confirmed by reading these instructions. Next, we have this Fevicryl paint set of 6. And we have this fabric glue. We have some square shaped mirrors. So I believe whatever design I will go forward with, I'll have to be careful that square mirrors go well with it. Then we have 2 brushes, one flat brush and one round brush. A motivating "you got this" card, a thank you card, and at last we have our base. So okay, so these are the stand, these both are the stand, and on that this will we'll just keep it like this. So that's really good. So we'll be working on this is MDF. We'll be working on this surface. So let's just get ahead and get started. So these two get interlocked like this. This makes it a stand, and on this stand goes our surface like this. So this is how it's gonna look. Pretty exciting, at least for me. So I do have a rough idea of how to go ahead with this. I've seen lots of videos, and recently Lippan artwork is just everywhere. But still, just to be sure, I'm going to go ahead and read the instructions. If you have not tried Lippan art ever, so you should pay attention to this, because then you will also know how to perform it, right? So paint the MDF base with white paint. Use flat brush for ease. Okay, that's understandable. First, we are going to paint this pure white, and of course, the more flat brush you are going to use, it's going to be more smooth, and it will also take lesser time. Draw a pattern of your choice. You can also print a mandala design and use a tracing or impression sheet to copy it on white base. Okay, so once we have painted it, we are going to draw our design. It can be anything of your choice. Take 1 part resin and 1 part hardener of molded and mix it thoroughly. Okay, so I believe they are this. This is Fevicryl molded hardener. Okay, so blue one is hardener and this pink one is mold paste. So I was right. We are going to mix these. Take 1 part resin and 1 part hardener of molded and mix it thoroughly. That means they both have to be mixed in equal proportion. Roll thin barrel like shapes and place it on the outlines of your design. So I have seen this in many of the videos. They roll it against some flat surface and make it long, thin rope like thing, and then they put it here. You can also create leaves, shells, cowrie, I don't know what that means, etc. Two and more elements to your design. Okay, so these are certain things that you can also add. Once you have used all of your mixed molded, use a second pair of molded if required. Yes, so we have two sets, 1 and 2. So we are going to start with 1, and if required, we'll go ahead with second as well. The working time of molded is 30 to 60 minutes. Need as and when required. So what it means, working time is 30 to 60 minutes, is that it will go, I believe, hard or dry. I have not used it, I'm just guessing. Within 30 to 60 minutes. That means whatever you have made, that will not be usable, or you will not be able to use it or mold it in proper shape after this mentioned time. Once the mold is dried, add additional colors to your artwork. So we painted it white, we made the design, we mixed the molded, we made those thin rolls, and we have added it onto the outlines. Next step will be to let it dry, and once it's all dried up, we can paint over it to get our final desired color. Let the colors dry for 30 minutes. That is the working time or drying time. Stick mirrors with the help of fabric glue. Okay, so this is fabric glue, and we are going to stick the mirrors using this, creating a mesmerizing masterpiece. Click a picture and share with us on Instagram. Paint TMDF stand, similar shades. Okay, so I'm done with this, although I have one doubt that I'm not, according to the instructions, I have to paste these mirrors using the Fevicol, right? I mean this glue. But what about these? Will they stick on their own, or do I need to add glue to them as well? Because I think I have seen artists adding glue and then putting these over. So I will have to go through a tutorial to check that. So I am back with my phone and I'm looking for a tutorial. I want to see. Okay, I've nailed it. Yes, of course, you add Fevicol or any glue. So yes, I was right. And see, that is why don't just scroll through reels, people, okay? Always pay attention to what you're looking. So I had just in back of my mind somewhere it was there that I have seen somebody using Fevicol, and that just prevented me from doing something wrong over here. So I think I'm good to go, and let's just get started with this. I'm a little bit nervous, honestly, because this is my first time, and this is something really different. I've always worked with brushes and paints and stuff, but this clay like thing, it's totally new to me. But I'm very excited as well, because this year my resolution was to try lots of new things, and which I have done, honestly. I'm going to start this is why I have started this new series, because I wanted to share all these learning experiences with you as well. Because what happens is, when you see these final artworks on Instagram and you just go, oh, she can do this also, oh my god, she's done this also beautifully. No, you do not get to see the struggle, the learning part behind it. Every artist learns and pays a lot of hard work to finally make something beautiful that goes on Instagram, that makes you go, oh. But we all go through the same process of being confused, having no clue, trying to learning, messing up, trying again, and then coming out with something beautiful. I hope you're getting my point, right? So we are going to start with this, and let's just do it together, okay? So I'm ready to start with the first step, which is painting this base white. Although they have given a brush in the kit, which is this one, but I'm going to use a broader one so that the strokes are better. They are more neat, I would say. So let's get started. So now our base is completely dry. You can see I'm touching it and it's not coming on my finger. So this is completely dry. It was mentioned half an hour, but I did leave it for more because it's rainy season at the moment. So I did not want to take any chance. And you can see these small imperfections, and that will be fine because anyways we are going to paint a second layer over it. So I'm not worrying about that at all. So I have decided to draw a mandala. Yeah, I know. I was a little bit doubtful because the mirrors are not circle or any other shape. They are random squares. So I was a little bit doubtful, but here I am going ahead. So unfortunately my 30 centimeter scale is very small for this method, so I believe I'll have to find my center with this method. Okay, so it's 25. Okay. Let me find something bigger because I don't want lots of markings on this white background. And if I use this method, there are going to be additional markings which I won't like at all. So I'll be back with something bigger to measure this. So I'm back and I'm going to use this PVC pipe. Trust me, I have cleaned it. You can use anything straight. Just we need marking. So yes, this is what I normally do. I use random stuff. And that's completely fine. It's all about marking, and especially when I'm out painting my murals, then I definitely use any random stuff that I look around because I don't want to be waiting for the right supplies. And see, this pipe worked and we have our marking. So let me get my compass and we will get started. Now let me draw my basic mandala grid. So since I would need bigger sections to insert my mirrors, I'm going to have bigger dimensions. So I'll just go with 30 degrees each. And we are ready with our basic grid. Now let's start with the drawing.
So our basic mandala kit is ready. As you can see, I have drawn a very simple mandala over here. Now let's keep it aside and prepare our molded. So as per the instructions, we have to mix them in equal proportion. So let's go ahead. I'm not sure about what quantity we will be required for the design that we have drawn, but I'll just go ahead with half. So we take out half of both and mix them properly. This is slightly sticky and it will stick to your fingers. I believe that's totally normal. So I'll take half of this as well. And now we are going to mix them both. Now we are ready. As you can see, there is a uniform color here, so you have to mix them together until and unless you get this uniform shade everywhere. The next step is to roll them on a flat surface and make them into long rolls. Use your palm only, do not use your fingers, or maybe fingers can be used for small areas or just the tips. Of course, I'm having some difficulty making this because this is the first time, and you can see that it's not coming as smooth as we used to see on Instagram. But I believe I can work with this. You can see with more rolling, it is coming out smooth. So my first roll is ready. Let's keep it aside and start the work. So the first step is to apply Fevicol or any glue and then stick these rolls onto it. So accidentally I ended up squeezing too much of glue in the first go because it was not coming out, so I applied a lot of pressure and yep. Now let's go ahead and try to balance this first. Here I'm using a matchstick. Now we'll go ahead and place our roll on this glue. Okay, this has to be the most satisfying step in this entire process, and definitely making longer rolls is preferable so that you do not get any of these breaks. But when you are a beginner or when you are doing it for the first time or first few initial times, definitely it will take lots of practice, so you won't be able to make these long rolls in the first go, and I'm struggling to do that. sure there has to be a better way because these rolls keep sticking to my fingers. It's a little bit of challenge to work with it. Okay, so I just used my pressure to break the roll, which is not recommended, I guess. You should always use a sharp instrument, and in one of the videos I had seen that you should break both sides in angular sections so that they both attach very nicely. But this is my first time and I don't have patience to do that at all. I'm using this matchstick to slightly place the circle better. You can use anything smooth to align it properly, make it smooth. That's just me making a guest appearance over here. This is one of the problems with overhead recording. I'm really struggling to bring it to a proper shape and making sure that the joints are not that clearly visible. I'm sure these things improve with practice. Now this circle looks much better than what I had initially placed it. Now for the rest of the section, I'll just fast forward the video because honestly nobody is going to watch these long videos and I'm sure you'll get bored. So you got the idea of the process. Now I can just fast forward the video and I'm sure you'll get it. The next step I'm going to do here is to paint another layer of white all over the canvas, including all the clay.
So now this is ready. You can see the coat has dried and looks pretty good. So we are ready for the next and sorry, it's not final step. So we are ready for the next step, which is coloring this, and then we will go ahead with pasting the mirrors once that layer is also pasted. I honestly want to salute those artists. This has literally taken me whole day because all these layers, they take so much time to prepare and then they take so much time to dry additionally. So let's just get into painting it.
Okay, so as usual, I do not have anything planned out in my mind. I will just go forward with placements and we'll see how it comes. Again, I have accidentally poured too much of glue here. I'm sure that is going to cause me problems later. But I'll start by placing a mirror right in the center. And my plan is to next paste 4 mirrors at the 4 sides of this. I don't know how much space it would require, so I'm not planning anything. I'm just going with the flow and we'll see how it comes out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty much excited because this is, I would say, the fastest step in this art form, pasting the mirrors. Of course, it requires lots of measurement, lots of precision, when you are planning an artwork from starting to end, when you are making something on a concept, definitely you will have to plan everything, measure everything. But here I'm just randomly placing it because it's just a first try and I don't have anything specific in mind. I'm not aiming to gain a particular type of result. So now I'll go ahead and add 4 mirrors in these corners as well. I don't have any picture for reference and I'm just going with my cutting sting. Till the moment the fevicol is wet or till the moment the glue hasn't dried up properly, you can easily position your mirrors. As you can see here, I'm using my finger pressure to properly align them. Now the next plan I have here is to add 4 at the 4 centers, at the 4 edges. I'm sure the artwork would have looked better if I would have added some sort of border and then add some mirrors over there also. But this is my first try, so I wanted to keep it really simple. I wanted to just give it a try and not focus on the best outcome. I wanted to learn the process, so that's what I'm focusing on here. Just basic designs, basic arrangements, nothing too fancy. From now here on, I'll just speed up the video because you have already got the idea of what I'm doing and how it has to be done. So let's just save our time and fast forward it.
So finally I'm done with this new experiment, and look at this, guys. It's so pretty. So when I was making this, honestly, I could see lots of imperfections. I was not really happy with myself. Although I was trying this for the first time and I was keeping myself motivated that yes, this is just first time, it's okay to go, it's okay if it doesn't come out good. But after adding the mirrors, it just looks beautiful. And I must say that all those imperfections or everything is just hidden now. It just looks pretty, and I'm definitely going to try Lippan art more. So you guys share your views about this whole process. What should I try next? And any suggestions, any steps that I did go wrong, because I know it was my first time and I did have not learned it properly. So definitely I must have done lots of things wrong. But if you guys know anything about that, do let me know in the comments below so that when I'm trying it for the next time, it would come out better. But I'm already in love. Lippan art is going to be my new favorite art form. That's for sure.